Hi out there to all my people in the Groan crew. You join us again for another episode of the Groan Zone, where everything groany lives. One away from the 50th episode special. However, this one is only number 49. 50's the big one. Now, let's focus on today's episode instead of next week's. Your games today are both mythical and legendary, or mythical or legendary I should say, and the 5-point countdown, which have also returned to non-mini format, after what I'm going to call the Groan Zone Dark Ages. We also have the audience groan, well that's creepy, and oh unlucky, as well as the Zero of the Week joining us this week. Let's kick off the show, as always, with my 3 groans of what's been grinding my gears this week. Groan 1. When you're at the gym and someone doesn't bother to wipe down the equipment or breaks it and tells no one about this. Take some responsibility, you absolute god of twerps. It takes literally less than a minute to wipe something down, and if broken, it doesn't mean you're in trouble if you report it. Think. Groan 2. When you go to buy some sweatpants and the last one in your size has a massive gaping hole in the arse. Didn't know they allowed trade-ins in store. Did someone pull their leggings off and put them back up on the hangers? For God's sake, do a quality check before you hang something up. It looked like someone had already worn the living hell out of them. Groan 3. We've all met people like this, or we all know someone like this. It's gossip mongers. If someone tells you something in confidence, that does not give you a green light to broadcast it like you were the town crier or the 9 o'clock news. This is why my mates, like me, what they tell me stays between me and them, and no one else knows, which is how it should be. Unless you give them free rein to say, go ahead, tell everybody. If no one says that to you, that's a sign to say you don't do that. That's my groans out there for another week. There'll be more of my groans next week. How about a first game, eh? Let's get it cracking. Let's play some mythical or legendary. This is the game where I give up myths and legends. Which is which? Well, groaners, that's up to you to decide. I'm just the points master. You've got to make your decisions. Here we go. Round number 1. The game Tempest was released in 1981 in arcades. However, it caused epileptic reactions and motion sickness among some players when it was being played. Is this mythical or legendary? Oh, people playing along live already straight in there throwing their points in. If you're playing along after the recording, have a pause, press play when you've answered, you'll find out your score later on. What answers do we have? Let's have a look, Groaners. What have you put down? All going for legendary. Okay. You'll find out later on. Is that right or is it wrong? Round number 2. In the southeast of Mexico, there is a city, and I'm probably going to butcher the name because I'm hopeless with foreign names, called Puebla City. Yay, I think I got it right. Which had a network of long-lost interlaced tunnels with skulls along the walls. The tunnels were always told as a story to convince little kids to not go astray. However, story became fact when in 2015 a worker broke through a wall in a sewer and the tunnels were actually discovered to be real. Some skulls, in this day and age, have now actually been carbon dated to be as old as the 13th century. Is this mythical or legendary? Again, if you're playing along live, answer in a few seconds. If you're not playing along live, press pause, have a think, unpause. So we've gone for a myth there, and also legendary. Oh, we have a split in the audience. Okay, right then. Got points? You're going to find out later on in the show. Let's bounce over to the audience groan. And this week's comes in from a friend of the show, Al, via Discord. And he groans in this week with, when you are having one of those days when you start out happy and then over the course of that day, things go wrong and nothing goes right. By the end of the day, you are so angry and annoyed and stressed and everything else that if someone merely farts in your direction, you unleash pure hell at them and you just cannot regain your cool. Good groan, Al, but I'm sure we've all been there. I know I have, because I lost my cool the other night when I was gaming on something. and I've always raged about gamer rage. I did it myself. Foolish boy. Good groan, Al. Thanks for groaning in. However, Al groaned in via Discord, and you can do the same via the following. Like Al did via Discord, under the Groan Zone podcast, via Facebook groups under the Groan Zone podcast. You can fire an email off to thegroanzonepod@gmail.com. You can use Facebook Messenger to contact myself under Mystery Groaner. That's Mr. with an E on the end, not as in mystery as in Scooby-Doo. And lastly, via WhatsApp on 075 0375 1359. If you're texting outside of the UK, that's +44 750 375 1359. The WhatsApp isn't in a group, so don't be afraid to give me your details there. All I need is your name and your first initial, the city you live in, and your groan. Then after I've got that off you, I erase it. No one gets the details. If you want to remain anonymous, you can give me a fake name or whatever you like. But also, don't forget, the groans aren't just the only place we can throw these into. You can throw in your Ohhh Unluckies. You can't throw in your, well, that's creepies anymore. You can even nominate your hero or zeros of the weeks. And give us your feedback as well. We always love a bit of feedback. Or you can just simply click on the heart button on the Podbean app. Believe me, it goes a long, long way. Now, this week though, speaking of well, that's creepy, marks the last week for at least a year when we're going to be using well, that's creepy. But again, it might be rejuvenated down the road. You'll find out why that's happening in a few more podcasts. But speaking of well, that's creepy, let's do it. This is actually a story from Romana T from Greece, who sent this in via the show email. I was experiencing some discomfort in one of my boobs. I hope you can say that on the show. Yes, Romana, I can. Don't worry. And I noticed a blackish grey mark. I went to my doctor, who told me it was nothing to worry about. Weeks passed, and I felt movement, and it felt so wrong and weird, so I opened up the mark myself. Imagine my horror when I pulled out a tiny grey, translucent creature. I made sure it was dead, but I was mortified. I'm now left with a hole where it had been living. Yuck! Okay! Talk about ending something sensationally. Boob invading creatures? Well, that is definitely creepy. Romana should also qualify for Ohhh Unlucky. So she does too, but we also have an Ohhh Unlucky for later on in the show. However, we now move on to our second game, which is the 5-pound countdown. And to let you know, there are 3 different answers for the 5-pound countdown. So you got 3 answers to pick from. Question is, are you going to get them? Here we go. Clue number 5 for 5 points. I start at small and move on to very heavy. That clue again. I start at small and move on to very heavy. Just letting the audience think there. Waiting on the answers coming in. Someone's wrote lunch. Oh, good one. And someone's put a rock. That is a really, really good one. Okay, moving on. Clue number 4. Use me correctly or I could injure you. That clue one more time. Clue number 4 worth 4 points. Use me correctly or I could injure you. I like how someone's wrote there, definitely a rock. Depends who you throw it at. Just not yourself. Any more guesses coming in there? Someone's wrote, oh, spoon guy's back. Look, I'm going to shut this down immediately. It is not a spoon, okay? Not a ladle, not a spoon. No. No spoons allowed. Stop it. One day the answer will be a spoon, but until that day, you're wrong. Straight away. Clue number 3. With 3 points, I can be used indoors or outdoors. If you live on your own and you find a rock in your house for some strange reason, I can't explain that. Someone still put rocks? I was trying to give you a clue, but never mind. That clue one last time. I can be used indoors or outdoors. Someone says their guess of rocks is the obvious choice. Okay. You may or may not be right. Any more coming in? I'm going to have to rush you. Nope, we're calling it there. Okay, clue number 2 with 2 points. You can use me at home. Why do I foresee the answer of spoons and rocks coming up here? Yep, called it. Someone's throwing the guess again as rocks. Look, I'm going to throw you a bone here. Do you want to stick with rocks? So, the people listening here are between rocks and spoons. So, I don't know what's happening here. And one audience member's just written, rocks make good paperweights, so it counts. I didn't think of that. Good logic. Okay. And lastly, oh my god, clue number 1 with 1 point. Using me can increase your strength. Oh my god's sake. Yep, rocks is still coming. I knew it. I blooming knew it. Cups. Okay. Cups. Someone's throwing in a guess for cups there. Okay, good guesses coming in there. Okay. You'll find out later what the answer is. Okay. Now, we mentioned our Ohhh Unlucky earlier, but now we really have Ohhh Unlucky. And this week's unlucky person is a man called Sam Patch. Now, who's Sam Patch, you say? Well, his event took place on Friday, November the 13th, ironic, in 1829. Man, what did Sam Patch do? Well, he jumped in the Genesee River in New York from the top of the Genesee Falls. Weeks previous to this, he had leaped off the Niagara Falls into the Niagara River and survived. Why was he unlucky with the Genesee River? Well, in his November jump, unfortunately, he wasn't as lucky as his previous one, and he passed away. Rest in peace, Sam. To anyone thinking about doing that kind of event, please don't. Just don't. Even if you're a trained stuntman, don't. And now, from unlucky, we go down the spiral of the groan zone into our zero of the week from the bottom of the barrel. Our zero of the week accolade goes to Dwayne Keith. Now, who is this idiot, you may ask? Well, this man, and I must say allegedly, is the man who shot or is suspected of shooting the late, great Tupac Shakur. He was arrested literally last night, if you're looking at USA News, or a couple of days ago, after a break appeared in the 1996 case. It has taken this long to get any clues. Perhaps we may finally get justice for a fallen rap hero to many. Assuming he is the killer, his motives are unknown. But Dwayne, you utter zero, I must say, again, allegedly, for killing someone who brought joy to so many. Well, we're nearly at the end, Groaners, but we just have time to find out who got points and where with the game answers. We begin with a 5-point countdown. And I can put everyone out their misery. It ain't smegging rocks. It ain't smegging spoons. What it is, if you pick one of these 3 answers, you get points. Weights, dumbbells, kettlebells. If you said any of those, try and remember if it was on 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. No audience member, rocks do not count. I'm the games master, you do not get the point. No. It's a good answer. I'm having an argument with an audience member. Right, I'll give you half a point. There you go. Sit down, relax, chill your boots. Right, now for mythical or legendary. Round 1. The game known as Tempest. This is a legend. However, I can never say this game title. Polybius Urban Legend is based on this game and similar games. Some legends and myths have to start somewhere. Round 2. In the southeast of Mexico, there is a city. I'm reading out again. I'm just going to say the Puebla City Tunnels. Is that a myth or a legend? It is actually a myth. The skull-laced area in Paris is the Paris Catacombs. There were no skulls in the Puebla City Tunnels, but the tunnels covered an area of 6 miles, and they were never told as a tale to scare children. Hopefully, and there were no skulls, so nothing was carbon dated. Hopefully, someone up there scored points this week. This brings us to the end of this week's show. Thanks for tuning in, my dear Groan crew. don't forget to have a groanathon as the number of episodes grows and grows and grows. As soon as this episode is out there for you groaners, you'll be able to play Anagram Anxiety again, which returns to Discord and Facebook. Admin Nicole has gone all out this week with a 23-letter anagram. God help us all. Also, tune in, again I mentioned it earlier, for episode 50 next week as our 50-episode milestone special, where Admin Nicole has written the show, help me, send help, and has thrown curveballs in to trip me up, including tongue twisters. You'll find out more next week as I suffer, weep, and crush under the weight of episode 50. On that note, dear groaners, you take care, keep on groaning, see you later, bye bye.